just to finish up here, when I finished my career, I kind of look back with a bit of a, what if, I could have done a bit more there. What if this has gone right, this has gone right. But had you offered me the same career when I was 17, I would have bitten your hand off for it. But it kind of changed. I was wondering, is that something a lot of people feel at the end of their careers?
When you sent me that question through, I thought that was a really good question. And I'd be really interested if you asked a 65-year-old head teacher who's retiring, or a police officer, or someone who's worked in any organization at any level, when you get to the end of your working career, do you look back with regret and go, is that it? Is that it? And you'd hope no one would say that, but I get the feeling that a lot of people would say it. I think they go with a tinge of regret, but I would urge people not to think like that. It is part of life. Like, life is it's a roller coaster, isn't it? There's ups and downs, and your life is ultimately decided by the impact you make on people around you, and how much you sort of help people grow and develop. And sometimes there'll be success, and sometimes there'll be failure. So, when you ask the question about yourself, your rugby career, I thought to myself, do I have any regrets now? I've been in clubs that have been promoted. I've been in clubs that have won finals and lost finals. I've been in an international team that's won amazing games. I've been in an international team that's lost games. I've, left England. I've won the European Cup. I've lost the European Cup final with Leinster. I've been to Racing. I've had amazing opportunities, but then I've lost my job. I'm now, waiting for another job. If you'd have said to me as a 21-year-old leaving Carnegie College down the road, you're going to do all these things, 100%, I'd have bitten your hand off, 100%. But I feel probably a little bit the way you feel, but I'm trying. And I don't think ultimately, when I do finish my career, I will have any regrets. But I know that in order to achieve that, I need to fulfill the drive inside me to challenge myself, to get the best out of myself, to give back what I've learned, to pass on to other people, my own experiences. And then, that's the quote the psychologist said to me. He says, then when you retire, will your soul be at rest? And I think my soul will be at rest, you know what I mean? Because people forget the wins and the losses, but they remember for who you are as a person. And, you might say, well, I didn't really achieve, as many selections as I wanted in the Premiership. But look what you're doing now. You're young, you've got podcasts, you've got a leadership company, you wanted to meet people, you want to grow, and you're going to inspire people. So that's actually success, isn't it? I think everyone would think that in a little way, but I would urge people not to think like that, because life's too short for regret, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a brilliant answer. I think the regret thing, you sometimes ask people, I always ask, do you have any regrets? And a lot of people say, no, not at all, because it brought me to where I am now. And I kind of, I get that. Determinism aside, you say you end up in the same place. I think everyone does have regrets, but it's almost that sense of being happy to have them because they're...
Yeah, it is. It's an easy one to say, isn't it? Oh, yeah, no, I've no regrets. Of course, I have regrets. Regrets about the refereeing decision here, or a missed opportunity there, or something I could have done differently there. So, but that is part of life. Like, you can't find anyone who wouldn't have regrets. I don't believe that's true. But it's making sure that your mindset is that it is part of life. Like, there'd be no one who you wouldn't have, mistakes or things have happened that have, upset your trajectory. I don't know anyone that doesn't have those ups and downs in life. Or certainly all my friends, and we're all, mid-50s now. Whether it's, I've got friends who've had, cancer, and like lots of people got divorced, and people have, not had kids because they couldn't have kids. They wanted kids, and they wanted to travel and they couldn't, or whatever. There's so many little things, well, not huge things. They're huge things, obviously. And there's so many things that happen in everyone's life. But if you have a mindset to say, listen, I've got one chance at this life, and I'm going to go and live it, and I'm going to have my mindset is not to be held back by the regrets, then I think you'll finish at the end and you'll think you should be content. What I don't want to do is get to the end and think, God, I'd have regret if I got to the end and I didn't feel I'd maximised, what's inside me, or I hadn't given everything that I wanted to give. That's when I'd have regret. I don't have regret at the moment.
I think that might be the perfect place to finish it. That was awesome. Thank you so much for your time,
Okay,
Stuart. And
no problem.
yeah, hope to see you again.
Thank you.